Hello, and welcome back to the On the Real with Andrew podcast, where me and my revolving group of friends discuss any and everything in the world of film and TV. I'm your host, Andrew Washington, and with me today for this very special Christmas episode, we have Jack McDermott.
Hi, I'm so happy to be on the reel with Andrew. This is so exciting. I've dreamed of this my whole life.
Yes. Oh my God, Jack is another one of my friends from college. But do you remember like how our like relationship started, Jack? Like it was very.
Do I? How could I ever forget?
It was so for the audience. So Jack first reached out to me on Instagram like before our freshman year. It was like midsummer. It wasn't even like near the start of school. It was like late June or something. And he asked me, and funnily enough, I actually like went back to like in our old messages just to like read it because I was like, I'm nostalgic. But he asked me if I could write a review for his feature film that he's making. Jack is a student filmmaker. We will discuss that a lot more much later. But for his first feature film, Satan's Servant, he asked me to write a review, and I declined.
I've never forgiven you to this day. That was terrible first impression.
I declined because I was the reason that I gave for declining, which I've in my defense, Satan's Servant is a slasher kind of. I don't want to like.
It's like a coming of age slasher. It's funny. It's a comedy, but like might be a little scary for some people.
My like understanding of it was that it was a slasher film, and that was going to be scary. And for like people that like know me, which is like it's going to be interesting hearing the rest of this episode, but people that know me know that I don't really fuck with horror. Like horror shit is not really my like. I get scared very easily. I don't like being scared, and it's like I can deal with like unsettling stuff or like suspenseful, but horror things have never been my jam. So I was like, I will respectfully decline, but let's still like we can still be friends, and we can still keep in touch and everything. So and here we are. He is like I feel like any like movie that's like remotely related to horror that comes out, he always tries to like convince me to see. Or like any random thing that like comes on Shudder, I always get a text like, you should watch this.
And you never do until now.
But because you always recommend the craziest shit to me, Jack. Like
That's valid.
What was that one? The Mother of Black Death, or the Queen of
Queen of Black Magic.
The Queen of Black Magic.
Mm-hmm.
I like just the name of that alone sounds fucking insane. So I'm like, Jack, you got to give me something to work with. And so when we like this movie one of the movies we'll be discussing today, Christmas Bloody Christmas, he was like, it's a robot killer Santa, and I have free tickets. Do you want to go? And I was like, fine, I'll go. And I liked it. We'll discuss it much more later, but so he did get me to come back around, a little bit.
Finally, we've begun course correcting Andrew's entire movie taste.
Anytime, like any horror movie that I see and I like log it on Letterboxd, there's always a comment from Jack. It's like, oh, do you like horror movies now? Or I thought you said you hated horror movies.
Okay, that's the thing. Because my first time meeting Andrew, he's like, oh yeah, I don't really watch horror movies. And like, that's his reason for not reviewing my movie. So anytime he watches a horror movie, I'm like, oh, so he doesn't like my horror movies, but he likes these ones. And it really grinds my gears. but you know,
it was never anything against you. It was just like a whole like, you know, I just don't mess with horror that much. That was just a me thing. But as a film student and an up and coming film critic, you know, I realize I'm starting to expand my taste a little bit more, you know, since I've gotten to school and you know, up through now I've been watching stuff that's a little bit more out of like what I would typically watch, you know, either because of you or because of Tommy or because of just any of my other friends, you know.
mm-hmm.
So I mean, I do thank you for that, for introducing me to other, you know, and the other film that I watched for this podcast that we'll be talking, I did enjoy as well.
Let's go.
But again, we'll deal with that later. But first, let's start to move into a little bit of the meat. Me trying to do my own record scratch, because I don't know how to put that in on here. I just want to give a spoiler alert before we get into the meat of our discussion. I forgot to do one when we were recording, child, so I'm doing this in post. But spoiler alert for everything that we will be discussing. You can look in the description to see kind of the big discussions: Babylon, Avatar, Christmas, Bloody Christmas, and most anything else we discuss. Nothing too bad, nothing too spoilery, but just in case if you want to go into any of these movies completely blind, we do talk about plot points and moments that are relevant and important to any of those films. So yeah, keep listening. Jack, what you been watching?
All right. So obviously there've been like some pretty big movies that came out recently, stuff you really have to see in theaters on the big screen, but none more so than the re-release of Polar Express in D-Box. Oh my goodness, let me tell you. So for those of you who don't know, D-Box is this thing that like I think it's only at Cinemark, but you sit in the chairs and they like shake in conjunction with the movie. And I'd never experienced it before. But I watched the 2004 film Polar Express by Robert Zemeckis. It's like the weird CGI one in D-Box, and it was the greatest movie-going experience of my life. And I wish I was kidding, but I'm not.
What is D-Box about Polar Express? Like, do the
what
seats
isn't D-Box is the real question. There are like 8 roller coaster sequences where they're just like showing a roller coaster on the screen, and in D-Box you're like moving along with it, and it's the best thing ever. There's a part where you're like a droplet of hot chocolate going into a cup. It's insane. I cannot recommend that highly enough.
So D-Box is different than 4D or 4DX, right?
I think I don't know what 4DX is, but I'm pretty sure they're different.
4D is the one you remember like Spy Kids 4 was in 4D. It's like you can smell
like smell-o-vision.
I mean, but don't the seats move and everything too, right?
I don't know. Listen, you're talking about Spy Kids. I think it's smell-o-vision. But no, this is D-Box. It's just like they like program it so it moves in conjunction with the movie. It was great experience. I think it would suck for most movies, but for Polar Express, it was perfect.
And Polar Express just seems like a random choice to have in D-Box. It's like I don't. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Polar Express. So was that your first time seeing it? No.
No. Well, that's the thing. I also hadn't seen it in many years, but I had like nostalgia for it from like seeing it like a billion times as a kid. So then like reliving all these great memories with like the jingling bells and all
and
the hole puncher and stuff. It was insane.
And the motion capture Tom Hanks.
Yeah, in like every single role.
Literally. Oh my god, Robert Zemeckis and fucking motion capture. Did you see Welcome to Marwen?
I've seen like the trailer.
The one from 2018 with Steve Carell. It's so bad. It's so bad. And the thing about that, because okay, Forrest Gump is one of my favorite movies. It's like number 2 on my all-time list. And as I'm sure you know, Robert Zemeckis also directed that film. So
Famously.
anytime I see Robert Zemeckis' name attached to something, I'm always like, oh, let me see it, because you know he's responsible for one of my favorite movies. I'll give it a shot. And Welcome to Marwen, I saw the trailer. I thought the story was interesting, and I liked the mix of, you know, live action and motion capture. And I like Steve Carell, but that shit was just terrible. It was so bad. Like, I can't even really remember what about it was so bad. I'm gonna pull up my Letterboxd and see if I can find my review, if I was even on Letterboxd by that time or at that time. But it was just so, it's like Robert Zemeckis, because also didn't he do Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
I believe so. I have not seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but yeah, no,
you haven't seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That's one of my favorite movies.
We can have a second episode where we talk about that.
You got to see Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It's so good. But so it's like, I know what he's capable of. And it just ended up being a shit movie. But anyway, okay, Polar Express Indie Box. Very, very interesting, very random, but all right. What else?
What else? Let's see. Well, big one I saw last Thursday at the AMC Metreon IMAX 3D was Avatar: The Way of Water. What a picture. Oh my goodness.
Avatar: The Way of Water.
Yeah, I got some thoughts.
Yeah, let's talk about it a little bit. Because so I saw Avatar back like beginning of December. Or it was like the 6th, I think. It was a Tuesday, I remember.
So jealous.
And
that was evil. He was like gloating for like the whole like week after that he got to see Avatar early, and it was terrible. I'm a number one Avatar fan, and so it was just torture. But
yeah, Jack is like the biggest Avatar stan I've ever met. Like, I've never met anyone that like rides harder for Avatar than this man. Like, and I have friends that are like obsessed with Avatar, but it's like, you meet Jack, like Jack will hurt you if you say anything bad about Avatar. Like, it's so intense. But it okay. You're obviously you're a fan of the first movie.
Of course.
Who isn't? And well, me. That okay. My thing about Avatar is on the like, and this goes for both movies, because I feel the exact same way about the second movie as I do the first movie, and I'm interested to, I'll ask you about that once I finish this thought. My issue with Avatar is not I think technically it is an astonishing film. Like, the way everything looks and the way it was all made, I think it's gorgeous, and I think it definitely like deserves high marks on that. The story, however, though, is very, because in trying to be a, you know, commentary on like, you know, colonialism and like, you know, exploiting like, you know, land and people and all that shit, it somehow still manages to undermine the the people that it's like on the side of. I feel like it's a very, because the first movie is like a white savior movie, right?
Yeah.
And it's so like, I feel like I can't even like really explain it. It's just it's like these white people come and they like fuck everything up, and this white guy like becomes friends with the blue people, and I'm simplifying everything hella, by the way. I know the names of everything. I'm just like, but he becomes friends with the blue people to like destroy the white people, and then himself becomes a blue person. That's really where it loses me also. because I'm like, what? Like, and they double down on it in this movie too. Like, okay,
Yeah.
Spider, that little boy who like paints himself blue.
We love Spider.
So I was like, they're not serious. Like, they're not serious at what do you mean? He's walking like half painted blue because he's like, oh, I'm a Navi, and it's like, but it's and it's weird because like, I feel like saying like, oh, you're not a Navi is like, I don't know, but it's still like it's just strange. And also, the first and second movie they have the same villain, like the same villain. The just this
The best villain.
I liked him as a villain in the first movie, but I just feel like bringing him back as a villain in the second movie is just like kind of cheap, or not cheap, but just like, you know, like really easy, because like, and he's gonna be the villain in the next movie too.
I have a theory about that, but we can get to that later.
Let's hear the
okay. Well, here's the thing. First of all, I'm not here to defend James Cameron's like goofy takes on like colonialism or whatever. Just getting that out of the way. So okay, let me take you back to my Avatar fan origin story.
Okay.
So you know, I saw Avatar when it came out, loved it. I think
2009. Do you
yeah,
remember seeing Avatar?
I was 7. Like I remember that I saw it, and then I remember more specifically that afterwards my mom got a 3D TV and we got a 3D Blu-ray of Avatar, which then we never used the 3D feature on the TV anyway. But then, you know, I didn't think about Avatar that much. You know, fall in love with movies, blah 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 blah. Then this past September, they re-released Avatar
I remember that.
Yeah, they re-released Avatar after like the marketing and like the Avatar 2 marketing was like getting me back into my Avatar fandom era. Then they re-release it in IMAX 3D, and I go and see it.
I remember seeing it written on your calendar in your apartment.
Yeah, no, I was getting very excited, like half ironically, half unironically. Then we go see it, and like Stephen Lang is the villain. It's just so much meaner than like all the like Marvel villains and like anyone I've seen in cinema, and like it's just such an earnest movie, and like, you know, even if you're like reading into the politics, it like doesn't hold up as well as especially with the second one. But listen, I'm there for escapism. Listen, did I turn my brain off? Maybe. Did I still enjoy it? Definitely. It was incredible.
It is. They're both 3-hour long movies. This one's longer than the first one by I feel like about half an hour, almost.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, the same thing goes for the second movie. Gorgeous. Okay, hold on. What thoughts on the high frame rate? What do you feel about that? Because I feel like it's kind of goofy. I don't really like it. I've seen it done in other movies and I didn't really like it. I saw it done in this movie and I wasn't obsessed with it.
Here's the thing. I think it's the least bad in this movie, where like there were some shots that I thought were legitimately better because they were in high frame rate. There were other shots that looked kind of goofy and like less good, and then I was like was that necessary? Like, I don't think so. I think it would have been a better movie without it. But
like,
you know,
I just
whatever.
with it, I feel like high frame rate makes shit look like a video game.
That's valid, yeah.
And it, because the last like big movie that came out where they like really advertised that was Gemini. Did you see Gemini Man?
Of course I saw Gemini Man. I did not see it in high frame rate though, but
funnily, I think I saw because Gemini Man came out, like we were on a trip, we were like touring schools in California, and I saw it at the theater in Burbank in LA. But it was that exact, like that shit looked like a video game to me. And it
looks goofy in Gemini Man.
Yeah,
but that's also because Gemini Man's just kind of goofy, I think.
It's a goofy ass movie. It's not really that good. not Ang Lee's best. But in this movie, I feel like I agree. Like it's the least bad. You know, I feel like it's the most bearable that I've seen it. But I just feel like it's because it's a movie. Because it relies so heavily on like computer is it's CG or is it motion capture or like what's the technology that they use?
Yeah, it's basically motion capture, from what I understand. There's a
Okay.
lot of kooky stuff going on with like how they filmed it, and like they filmed like the scenes with Spider twice. Like once when he was
Oh.
like really young, and then they filmed it again like I don't know, probably like, this year or something to get him to be like the right age in the movie.
Oh, because he
Really,
was.
really wacky stuff going on.
I read an article that said because apparently Edie Falco is in it. I didn't remember
Yeah,
that, but I saw
she's like the general.
Oh, oh my God, she is.
No, I thought it was Kate Winslet when I was watching because I knew Kate Winslet was in the movie.
No, but she, as she said in the interview, she was like, she said she filmed her role like 4 years ago, and she said she thought it came out and it flopped because she didn't hear anything about it. She thought it had already come out. Oh my God,
so random.
But no, but because it's mostly like motion capture or whatever, so much like when you add the high frame rate on top of that, because it already looks, there's a certain element of like it looks real, but there's still like just that underlying layer of like this shit isn't real, and
Definitely.
when you add the high frame rate on top of it, it just like accents it really more, like, or really more is not grammatically correct, it just accents it a lot more.
I mean,
And
yeah, I'd kind of push back against that. I think the fact that everything looks so unreal kind of makes the high frame rate work better because like in Gemini Man, like what a guy like riding a motorcycle is supposed to look like. And so it
okay,
looks
yeah.
goofy when it's in high frame rate. But when like you're in Pandora, like you don't know what Pandora, like you have no
Yeah.
concept for what Pandora can be. So like seeing it in high frame rate, yeah, it makes it look like a little less real, but like it's already like so fantastical that I feel like it works better because of it.
Okay. I see I see that. I see that. I just there was some it just there were just some because aren't there's like shots in the movie where it's like the foreground is in high frame rate and the background isn't, or like vice versa.
That's
And
what I heard. I didn't notice that, but also like I don't know. I'm not a
I think
frame
I
rate
noticed
expert.
it in like one shot because I didn't hear
Mhm.
about that until after, but like when I was thinking about it, I'm like I remember like one shot. It was like four characters. Spider was in the scene. I just remember.
Mm.
But they were, I can't remember the context of the scene at all, but I remember I had that image in my head. I'm like, I think that was one of the scenes. Um, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I took, for me, this movie, it feels exactly the same as the first movie, so it's like on par
Mhm.
for me. Like I I I feel like I had the exact same reactions, or the same like emotions that were like brought up during this movie as the first one. I like some of the visuals more, or I think they're more like they're just it's been 13 years. They've gotten a
Mhm.
little bit better.
No, it
um
looks so real. Like it's insane, but
but
yeah.
but I mean, I feel like outside of that, the story still has the same like issues, because it's like at the end of the day, they're
Mhm.
still centering Jake Sully's character, which is like he is Navi now.
Well, I don't know. Jake Sully's not in the second one that much, I felt
Not
like,
well,
especially like towards the end.
not as
Like
much as his kids. I feel like his
like
kids
yeah.
are more of the focus in this one,
Mhm.
but he's still like the main character though, technically.
Yeah.
So it's like, and Neytiri, you talking about someone who wasn't in this movie? Neytiri was not in this movie at all,
Yeah. No,
at
that was
all.
rough.
They sidelined her like for real.
Mhm.
So which she was the one of the parts that I liked about the first movie. So I mean that was a little let down, and I like Zoe Saldana. So, but I mean, but it was still, I still enjoy, like, Avatar still, like, it's still definitely a fun movie to watch. Like it's not a bad time.
It's a
It's
great
just
time. I'm seeing it again in like a week or something. It's gonna be nuts.
really, I'm probably gonna
Yeah.
see it again with my family because I don't, my dad saw it, but the
Mhm.
rest of them didn't see it. The movie that I made my siblings watch the other day though, because I got a screener for it, Babylon,
Oh, that
which
yeah. That's the whole
which
start of this podcast episode. That's the origin.
which we saw together.
We sure did. Yeah.
And I feel like both loved together, or at least I loved it. I don't know to what extent you liked it. I know you said you liked it.
Yeah, no, listen. I'm a big Babylon fan. It's 3 hours of like crazy
Yes, another
1920s
both
drugs.
3 hour movies,
Yeah.
Babylon and
Big
Avatar.
time for long movies. But no, I was a big Babylon fan. I think the whole thing's like really good. Big fan of just like, I don't know. It and Avatar, like an interesting comparison because like Avatar's like all like computers, blah blah blah. Well, like Babylon was shot on film with like thousands of extras, and they're just doing like the most. Damien Chazelle's doing the most in like real life. James Cameron's doing the most with technology. They're both great. I love it all.
They're both like maximalism, like to the like that's like the mantra of both of those movies. I feel like, but I mean, in different ways though. I loved Babylon. I loved it. Like I said, I've seen it twice now. I think everything about the movie is so strong and so well done. It's crazy and outrageous, but it like commits to it, I feel like. And it's a very it's a big story, but it's like it's handled well. I will say it does drag a little bit in the last like hour.
Okay. No, I saw you said that. I completely disagree. Assuming, wait, when does the last hour start for you? Because if it's when Tobey Maguire shows up, I think that's the best part of the movie.
Okay. I really love it. The thing about the movie though, it's like because when I was watching this time, I was paying more attention to like the sequences, because it's really, when it boils down to it, it's like 7 or 8 like big chunks,
and 8 sequence structure even maybe.
Yeah. But then like within there's just so much shit that happens with the 10 characters that they focus on. Probably not 10. But the Tobey Maguire, where in the movie was that? Obviously it was near the end, but it's
I feel like that's about with like an hour left, because I remember I was like, wait, Tobey Maguire's in this movie. Why hasn't he shown up yet? Like we're 2 hours into the movie.
He's only in that one part though. Like he's only in that one long sequence. But that was something I was like, ooh. Like it was really like kind of unsettling, but I loved it. You know?
No, I want Damien Chazelle to make a horror movie after that. It's insane.
I feel like he could do it. It would just be a lot of jazz music. But no, I think the first 30 minutes of that movie are like 30 of my favorite minutes from anything this year.
Peak cinema.
Like with like the whole party sequence, like the big ass part with the elephant and the elephant shitting on the camera. That was crazy. That was crazy. I do have to say there's a shot. Oh, I forgot to do a spoiler alert. I'll add it in post. There's a shot in Babylon in the first like 5 minutes. In the first 5 minutes that I feel like is like the perfect, like the essence of the movie, like in it. Like not based off what it is, but just like its presence is like, okay, this is the movie that we're about to strap in for. There's a shot of an elephant's asshole, like it's like it's like there's nothing but the elephant's asshole on this close up
elephant butt,
and it shits on the like shit comes out of it, like feces
gets all over the lens
all over the lens, and it stays on the lens for most of the scene. Like it's like because the elephant just keeps shitting on the people, and it's just like, and it's so. I remember I was watching it with my brother, and I was like watching his face happen, and he was just like in shock, like oh my god.
Yeah, but no, as someone who's like been critiqued for having too many poop jokes in their scripts, like that was like the moment I knew Babylon was gonna just be incredible. And yeah, it did not let me down.
Yeah, no, everything. I feel like, and the performances are great. Margot Robbie, she ate. I loved her in this movie. Diego Calva too. He is so fine.
He's so good. Yeah,
he is so fine. Oh my god. I was watching it this time. I'm like, damn. Like, god damn. I know you can't speak to that, but shout out Josie. But
So true.
oh my god. But no, his performance is really good too. And Jean Smart has a monologue, like probably about 2/3 ish,
Yeah, about
almost
2/3.
2/3 way through. She has this monologue where she's talking to Brad Pitt's character, basically telling him that he's past his prime. But it's just, it's so, there's something about it. It was just so, I just love the way it was written, because she's talking about like, she's like, you ever wonder why the when the house like burns down, the humans die and the cockroaches stay alive, and you know, it just, oh my god, it's so good, it's so good. She ate the whole movie, the whole cinematography, gorgeous. The score, oh my god, the score.
Score goes nuts. I've been listening to it like nonstop. It's great driving music.
It's Jack does listen to film score like in his free time. Audience
It's true.
people. I've been in his car many a time, and there's like Avatar score, or
It sure is.
yeah. What's another popular one that is on? Oh, First Man. I think I've heard played in your car.
Oh
Like
yeah, I've
another
definitely
Damien
played some First
Chazelle.
Man.
Another Damien Chazelle flick.
Yeah, big Nicholas Bertel fan. The Succession
Oh
soundtrack's like all over my
yeah.
playlist.
Are you a fan of the either If Beale Street Could Talk or Moonlight score? Because those are two of
Oh
my
my
favorite
goodness.
film scores.
Yeah. No, if Beale Street Could Talk, that film score should have won the Oscar. It's like
It should have.
goated.
It should have.
Moonlight also really good. I'm just a bigger If Beale Street Could Talk fan
Yeah,
musically.
no.
Possibly
Yeah.
the movie too. That's a conversation for another time.
And you know what's T? I kind of agree a little bit, but you know what? That's another conversation for
Yeah.
another time. We don't have to have that conversation right now. But which is crazy, because it's like I'm black and gay too, so it's like I feel like I should like Moonlight more, and I feel like on some level, like there's definitely arguments to be made for both. Most people, I feel like, would say I'm crazy for saying that Beale Street is better, but I don't even think I'm saying that it's better. Like I'm not trying to argue that it's a better movie. It's just, and you know what? Because I feel like I saw Beale Street before I saw Moonlight, actually.
Really?
Also, because Moonlight came out, like I wasn't allowed to watch R-rated movies.
I saw it in a theater.
Well, yeah, you were like 14 or something when it was like 2016, you know. But again, we're getting off topic. But anyway, yeah, Babylon
was good.
Excellent. It's 3 hours of crazy, but you will not regret it. One of my favorite movies of the year, like top 5 for sure. It's gotten a lot of like mixed reactions though. Have you seen?
Yeah, no, definitely. A lot of people saying it's kind of shallow, which like
not true.
I get it, but I'm a fan of movies that are loud and do the most.
I mean, I would disagree with that. I feel like it offers a lot of substance. And because like some people also say that's like messy and like tries to do too much, which that is something that I can see, but it's like,
yeah, but why would you critique that? It's ambitious, like,
right. I feel like it earns a lot of points for how ambitious it is, like just as a like, because who the fuck, like, and also because it's not based in any kind of truth, like it's an original story, but it's like to come up with that it's so like just, and for like all like the romance between like Margot Robbie and Diego Calva, and just like you know Brad Pitt's whole story arc. I loved his character.
No, yeah,
I feel like his like his story arc, it is tragic, but I love the way they did that. The trumpet player, where that was something that I have to I like go back and forth on. Not that I think that what they did was like wrong, but I'm just like, you know, I found it very interesting that they like went with what they did with that, because you remember they made him, because he's black, but they like made him darken his skin for, and I know that's something that they had people do, because like infamously like Nat King Cole. Yeah, I know I don't want to say too much about it and get it wrong, but I know Nat King Cole had to do that for the same reasons. And so, but I do wonder if they could have either given his storyline some more, meat to it. Because when I was watching the second time, he really only shows up either to play music or he has like a tiny arc, but not, But I mean, so it's not a perfect movie, and most ambitious movies aren't perfect, but it gets a lot of points for the ambition in my book.
So true. And the ending goes
the
nuts.
the ending is crazy. The ending is so good. It's so, oh my goodness. I don't even want to I don't even know how to describe it. I don't want to
just
spoil
see
that.
the movie for the ending. Skip show up 2 hours and 30 minutes late. You're good.
See it for the ending, and there's another interesting connection between those two movies too, but you'll have to see the movie you have to see Babylon to find the connection between Babylon
and
Avatar.
Babylon Avatar Way of Water double feature. You'll be a changed person by the time you're done.
A whole 14 hours later, you'll be a changed person. Let's speed run some recently watched films, because we've gone on about Babylon and Avatar.
I saw VHS 99. Have you seen this one?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it, but I haven't seen it. It's a horror movie, Jack.
I'm well aware. VHS 99 is, I believe, the 4th VHS film, and they're like horror anthologies. They're all shot on VHS. Great concept, great vibe. This one had really consistently good segments, which you can't say about a lot of the VHS movies. And there were the two standouts. One, they go to hell, and it's just like very bonkers. It's just like some people with a VHS camera in hell. It was kind of goofy. And then there was one that was just the most bizarre that like has been like stuck in my mind ever since, about like this like lady going through like a sort of like obstacle course game show thing, and it's like a race, and then her competitor like breaks off her leg halfway through, and the game show host does nothing about it. And then like later her family gets revenge on the game show host in just such a cruel way. It's insane.
That sounds very interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Probably I would not recommend it to you, Andrew, but I'd recommend it to people who like watching like fucked up stuff and spooky, scary horror movies.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, okay. Well, the most like outside of what we'll be talking about, the closest thing to a horror movie that I did see recently was The Menu. It's not a horror movie like at all. I don't know what it's like labeled.
It's like horror adjacent.
It's horror adjacent. It's a thriller, but it's I loved it though. I do have to say. I know you're not I don't think you're a big Menu enjoyer.
I'm somewhat of a Menu hater, to be perfectly frank.
Okay. Well, let's get into it.
Okay.
Why?
Well, let's get the positives out of the way. The food stuff is cool. There's generally good performances. But it's just, I don't know. I felt like the screenplay was not that good. Like it did, like if it's a thriller, it like doesn't get more suspense. It's not very suspenseful, and like it's just like weirdly ordered. The ending's funny, but like I wish it had been like more stuff like the ending, and like
like
I was just bored during most of it.
Bored. Okay.
Yeah. No, the s'mores was very goofy. I appreciated that, but
I mean, okay. What I will say about The Menu is that I understand why people wouldn't like it. All right, I understand that it's not. I don't think it's a movie that's like for everyone, or not even that it's not for everyone. I would say that my like loving of it is like not like like not normal, but it's like I feel like I know I'm in the minority of like people that like loved it. It got generally good reactions, but I mean, my like just initial reaction to it, like when it ended the first time I saw it, because I saw it twice. Um, it was just so many of the jokes landed. I thought it was hilarious. I as a class critique, um, I just thought it was very very smart. I mean, some of the it could have gone a little bit like crazier than it did. I will agree with
Sure
you
could
on
have.
that. And I it because it's like there are like bursts of like, you know, slight insanity. You know, but I mean it is mostly though, I mean, these characters, and there's like this underlying layer of suspense of like, you know, everyone's gonna die. Um, but I just, I love the style of it. I love the sleekness
The
of
style's
the
cool. It's
design
got a
of the
good vibe for
movie.
sure.
Um, and like I said, I love the writing in it. And I know you don't. I know you
Yeah.
don't, but I do.
Totally valid. Here's the I don't think it works that well as the class critique, especially like in the year of class critique movies. Like I think Glass Onion does it much better.
Definitely the year
And
of class
I was
critique
not a big
movies,
Triangle of Sadness fan either, but
which is
that's
crazy. Okay,
conversation for
that
another time. Or is that a conversation for right now?
I mean, not a big conversation, but
Mhm.
I just Triangle of Sadness was. I mean, well, okay. Again, I understand it's long, and you talk like
Okay. Can I
it's
explain my stance on it?
okay. Yeah,
So I have no problem with long movies. I have no problem with class critiques. I just think it was making like the simplest point ever over a really long runtime, and like it
yeah.
just
It's not
it
a
made
very
it
subtle
over and
movie.
over and over, and it's like beating you over the head with it, and I was just tired by the end.
It's not a very subtle movie at all. Um, but I feel like I like the fact that it's not subtle, and I also am just obsessed with the third chapter, like the
Mhm.
whole like when they're
That's
on
the
the
best
island.
chapter for sure. Yeah.
And I didn't expect that. Like I didn't expect that at all. Like the only thing
Mhm.
that I knew about the movie was the part on the yacht when they're all throwing up, which
Yeah.
that was. Uh, did you like that part? I feel like your horror roots or your gross roots.
I was a little underwhelmed by that bit because I'd heard it like hyped up so much, and then it's just, oh, they're throwing up a bunch, and
Yeah,
that's great.
they're just
But
throwing up and shitting
it,
everywhere.
it went on for so long, and like I don't know, I could have used more of a progression, like more of a build. It was just same joke over and over, just like the whole movie. Yeah.
I will say it probably does not need to be as long as it is. Um, I know that the length's not the issue, but I mean, for
Hmm.
me, I would say it probably doesn't need to be as long as it is.
That's valid.
Um, but I think that, and I understand what you mean about like the simple point that they're just like bringing up like over and over again.
Hmm.
Um, but I feel like it's just you just have to like I just like stopped expecting it to say something different, and it was just like this is I was like this is what this movie's about, and you know let's see what goes on with that. I loved
Hmm.
the lady who played the new captain, like
Yeah, yeah.
when they got on the island.
Hmm.
I think Dolly Deleon or Deleon, I think is her name.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, she got a Golden Globe nomination. I loved her. I loved her
Hmm.
performance. I thought she was so good. Um, and I think Harris Dickinson is so funny. Another one, but it was. I just
Hmm.
remember watching that movie and just I was like, he's gorgeous. Um, but I will say I've not seen. I can't. I don't know how to pronounce the director's name, but he's like,
Ruben Ostlund.
yeah. Oh, that's how you. Oh, it's simple. Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't. I thought it was because I know there's like a umlaut over like one of the
Yeah.
letters in his last name. I
I
didn't know.
probably mispronounced it a little bit, but that's the gist of it.
I didn't know if that like fucked up the pronunciation or whatever, um but I haven't seen the other one of his others of his movies. I know he only has like 3.
Gotta watch The Square. That one goes so much harder. Big
Do
fan
you,
of it.
I've that's like the one that I've been wanting to watch because I
Mhm.
haven't seen Force Majeure, but I did see
That one's
Downhill.
fine.
I did see Downhill.
Number one downhill fan.
The infamous Will Ferrell, Julia Louis-Dreyfus remake, the Sundance film.
Mhm.
I did not like that movie, but I know the story though, so I'm like, I don't know that I need to that I need to
Yeah.
that I need to see it, but maybe I need to see it
No,
just to delete Downhill out of my head. Um, but it, damn, we are way off track. Anyway, I love the menu. You didn't. You
Mhm.
mentioned Glass Onion. I love Glass Onion as
I
well.
love Glass Onion too. That
Yeah,
one is great.
I'm a big Knives Out fan, big
Mhm.
murder mystery whodunit fan. Um, do I like it as much as the first Knives Out movie? I don't know. I feel like I need to watch it again. I think it definitely
Mhm.
feels more Netflixy, because it
I
is a
don't know
Netflix
about
movie.
that.
But it felt a little because it was like I saw it in theaters,
Mhm.
and I feel you've seen Netflix movies in theaters before.
I've seen many a Netflix movie in
Yeah,
theaters.
it has watching Netflix movies in theaters. I feel like has like a certain like vibe. It's like this is definitely a Netflix movie.
But
Like
this one looks great. Like,
it no, it
are you
does.
talking
It
about the
looks good.
visuals or like what?
I just I don't know. I don't know. I don't. It was just like certainly it wasn't for like the whole time. It
Mhm.
was more like near the start, like the first bit.
Mm.
Was when I was getting, you know, more of that. But and again, it's not to knock the movie. The movie's still great.
It's
It
fantastic.
just it just felt Netflixy a little bit. I mean, it's I feel like usually when I say it feels Netflixy, I do mean it as a bad thing, but this time it's more of like an ambivalent, like, I don't
Mhm.
think that's the right word, but like, it's like
Yeah.
it's
It's
not something
neutral.
that, yeah, it's neutral. It doesn't mean that it's good or bad. It's just like it feels Netflixy a little
Mhm.
bit. But
I'm
it's no
gonna go
show.
ahead
I
just
loved it.
disagree. That movie was epic on the big screen, but
it what
the
it's
first one goes harder, I think. But
Yeah,
it's still great.
I think because this one is, about like rich people, but it's like it's like purely like elitism and rich people. The first movie
Mhm.
is
It's like
about that
hyper
too,
rich. Yeah.
but it's it there's the aspect of like it being a family
Mhm.
and it being like all these people that are like supposed to love each other, but they all are just like evil.
Yeah, no, I think that's
I
so fun.
I love that about the first
So
movie,
Ana de
and
Armas kills it.
she
So
does.
iconic.
I know. Oh my god! And Chris Evans in that sweater,
Mhm.
the infamous sweater. Oh my god. Um. Yeah. No. Anyway, so Glass Onion, great. The Menu, see for yourself. I loved it. Jack didn't.
Mhm.
Um. And Avatar and Babylon. All these are like out like around now, Christmas time, whatever. Um.
Mhm.
I think Glass Onion is out like 2 days before Christmas on Netflix. I wish they kept it in theaters longer though, because I feel like
Yeah.
it would have been like people would have seen it. People would have seen it
Mhm.
because the
Okay, wait.
first one made a lot
Yeah.
of money.
Real quick, I think all these movies coming out around Christmas is so weird because I feel like a lot of them are not great Christmas movies, and specifically, I'm talking about Babylon. I feel like a good Christmas movie, you gotta be able to see it like with your family, and
Right.
like Babylon's really like pushing that boundary where like
Yeah, no. Babylon, you
I
can't.
don't
I
know.
was I was sitting I was watching it with my brother and my mom was in the next room
Hmm.
and she was like talking about like wanting to see it. And she was like, "Oh, I might go see it like later this week when it comes out." And I was like, just having seen it and knowing my mother, and knowing like the things in the movie, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to see it. Like, I'm like, it's really good, but I'm like, I don't know if you want to see it, truthfully. And like The Whale is coming out now too, which that movie's so sad. It's so sad. It's good. It's so, but like again, not a good Christmas movie.
Yeah.
But you know what is a good Christmas movie?
Do
Here's the
tell.
here's the segue. We're talking about Christmas Bloody Christmas now.
New film by Joe Begos?
The new film by Joe Begos. Would you like to give a bit of an introduction to Christmas Bloody Christmas?
Okay, well, how does one even start with Christmas Bloody Christmas? So, Christmas Bloody Christmas, it's a simple movie. It's the new film from Joe Begos, who's known for VFW and Bliss. He makes a bunch of like super low budget horror movies that are like shot on film, very grimy, very punk, very like gross. I think this is his fourth film. And it's about a killer robot Santa Claus. Basically, it's just Terminator, but with a killer robot Santa Claus, and it goes so hard. It's now on Shudder and in some theaters, maybe still.
Yeah, we saw it. We saw it in theaters, but
opening night.
Was it opening night? Really?
That was opening night. It was empty.
It was opening night, and there were like two other people in the theater outside of the group of four of us that went, and one of them was like kept going outside to like yell at the people at the concession counter because the lights were on during the trailers.
So valid. Like, listen, I'm right there with him.
But yes, what a movie. I will say, and then I want to get your like just your general thoughts before we get specific. Well, first also, spoiler alerts all around for Christmas Bloody Christmas.
There's not much to spoil. People die. Like, it's a slasher. What do you expect?
Yeah. But you know, and for whatever other Christmas horror movies we discuss, spoilers. But Christmas Bloody Christmas, all I knew going in was your description of it. So like I just knew robot killer Santa. And I was like, what the fuck is this movie going to be? Because I'm like, as I said earlier, you know, it's like there's a lot of like movies you like try and get me to see.
I was shocked when you agreed to go. Like, when the first time you're like, Jack, I'm going to the movie. Like, I did not fully process like what you were saying. I was like, there's no way he's talking about Christmas Bloody Christmas. Yeah.
You asked me when we went to see Babylon, and I was like, maybe. And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll go. I didn't have anything to do, and it was the night like before my birthday, and I was like, you know what? Let's go to a movie. But all I knew was your like description of it, and so I like finally I agreed, but I was like we'll see what this is, because I know just like what you've recommended to me before, so I'm like we'll see. And I kept asking you, I'm like, is it jumpy? Are there a lot of jump scares? And you're like, no, and I'm like, is it a Jack no or is it an Andrew no? Like, you know, I'm like because our thresholds are much different. And so but like we went into it, and I will say I liked it way more than I thought I would.
Let's go.
Because I thought I was gonna hate it. Like I thought it was going to be not hate it in terms of it being bad, but just hate it. Like I thought I was gonna hate the experience watching it.
So true.
And I did not.
Huge win.
It threw me off in a good way. How like the way that it's structured, because like the first like half of the movie or so, there's like no killing like at all. Like
First
there's no
third, like, and it's a short movie, but yeah.
Yeah, it's short. Is it the first third or is it the first?
I think, yeah, as someone who's seen it twice, I'd say first third, there's very little killing. Half halfway point, there's like a dead child. It's going a little
Oh,
nuts.
okay. Well,
It doesn't feel like the halfway point because then the ending's so long. We'll get
yeah,
to it.
yeah. After the sex scene is when shit starts to ramp up.
Mhm.
But everything before the sex scene, when like we're meeting all the characters and we're just like getting used to their relationship and shit.
Mhm.
I really liked that like aspect of it.
No, the
I like
characters are so good in it. Like
Yeah, no, I like the
Robbie
way
and whatever her name is. Yeah, they go nuts.
yeah, I like the way that they took the time to like make you kind of know and like these people, or at least like the main two that they focus on. The
Mhm.
other people that are in like in the toy store where the Santa is, you kind of don't.
Yeah.
They just have
They're there to
weird
die.
sex.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're there to have weird sex and die.
Mhm.
Or not weird sex, but just like they have sex in a toy store.
Mhm.
But like in the Santa chair and it's, but anyway, but no, I love that they took the time to like set that up, and then when the killing starts, that was it gets a little using a Jack term goofy. um
Calm down. Explain what you mean by that, please, because
I Okay, not goofy in it, like it's goofy in a fun way
Mhm.
until it
Okay.
becomes goofy in a bad way, you know?
See, I'd
Like
say it's just great fun the whole time. So,
it's
I don't know.
definitely, I feel like because it's only an hour and 20 minutes,
Mhm.
it's mostly fun.
Yeah.
I love a short movie. Not
Mhm.
not that I like favor short, because I feel like I always end up talking about, and this is episode number 5 where this is
Whoa.
coming. Like, I always end up talking about like long movies and like why are they so fucking long. But
Mhm.
I love a good short movie. I feel like there's power in brevity.
Mhm.
um, so but and I will say it's fun most of the time, but you have to admit it does get a little repetitive, like in
Okay.
the last
I knew this is gonna come up. So, for context, yes, the robot Santa seemingly dies like at least like 5 or
like
6 times and
5
then
times.
comes back. But here's the thing. First of all, it's on purpose. Like there's no way that the filmmakers didn't know that that was kind of goofy. So,
Uh-huh.
I think, filmmakers' intent, I think they pull it off very well and like it's fun each and every time. And the way I picture it is like, when you go to a concert and it's like really good and then it ends and you're like, oh, I wish there was like a little bit more. And then the musician comes back out for an encore. That's how I see each of the times Santa comes back to life. Like
So,
you just get even more cool action.
but
Like
okay,
it's
but
so fun.
imagine if you go to a concert,
Hmm.
right? And
Yeah.
it's for a band that you initially like didn't really want to see, but you were like, fine, I'll go.
Hmm.
And you were having a fun time during the show, but then they come back for 5 encores. I feel like, when the fuck are they going to be done? Like, I understand the
Hmm.
encore aspect of it, but it's like, I feel like if you're gonna do the whole die and come back thing in the same movie, like cap it at
Hmm.
like 3. Like, I feel like once you get like 3 is, I feel like, even pushing it for me.
Hmm.
But like once you get past that, it's like, be fucking for real. Like, come on. Like,
No, that's definitely valid. I think it works better when you're expecting it, like because that was my second time seeing it,
uh-huh.
and I remembered like in my head, like, oh, the thing just never dies. But then like rewatching it, I was like, oh, okay, like it makes a little more sense on repeat viewing. But yeah, definitely that first time watching it, it can feel like this is never gonna end. Like, what's
Because
going on? I
also
thought
it's
this would
like
be over 10 minutes ago.
every time he dies, like they kill him in a way that's like, there's no fucking way he's
Hmm.
coming back. Like, he got like he's a robot, so like they like he got tased, and then what was okay? Hold on, before
They
I
like
even
dump a
what was
car on
the
him.
yeah the car like what was the final like what killed him? Like what was the final like thing that was it like power lines or what was it?
That's a good question. I want to say, was it the sword through the head, or no?
Sword.
She like chops its head off. No, or is that something
Oh,
else? I
I
don't
think
even
she does.
remember it fully, but
That's why
it just all
I'm like
blurs
trying.
together in your head.
Yeah, because there's so many ways that she tries to kill him. It's
Hmm.
like what the fuck? Like there's so many you can barely remember like which one was which. I think the first one was when they were at the cabin and she like shot him, right?
Well,
But then
I wouldn't even fully count that one. Like everyone knows the Santa's coming
well,
back after that one. Like,
yeah, but that was the first like, she thought he was dead and so in terms of like the movie like
sure.
that's technically like the first like kill. But then he like gets back up and then but
Mhm.
again after the third time it just becomes so unserious.
Mhm.
Cuz then he like comes out of the ambulance and he's like on fire
And it's
and
awesome. Yeah.
it was cool, but it's like because we saw it together. You heard me. I was like, oh my god, like every time I was like, oh my goodness. But I mean, I will say though, even like though even through that motherfucker just would not die. I did like it way more than I thought I would. And I will say I appreciated the fact that it wasn't very much of like a jump scary movie.
Not one
Um
bit. Yeah. It's
yeah,
just
there's like not
yeah.
a jump scare like at all. And I
There's
love when
one.
horror
But
movies say what? There's like yeah,
th-
there's like one.
yeah, with the window.
But yeah. But like I like horror movies when they don't like rely on like jump scares. Because I'm sure you've seen your fair share of horror movies. You know movies that like rely on jump scares to be scary.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Oh, okay.
Here's the thing. I think people who don't watch that many horror movies are like, oh, horror movies are all just jump scares. Like, I want to see a horror movie that doesn't have a jump scare. There's so many horror movies that are like light on jump scares or like don't have any. Like that. I don't know. Assuming that
I'm
horror
not
is jump
saying I'm
scares,
not
you're very
doubting their
limited.
existence. I'm not doubting their existence at all. I'm just like I feel like most of the or at least most of the ones that are like in the like not necessarily even cultural zeitgeist because those are like have to be influential but like the ones that get promoted are the ones that are like big or the ones that we see or the ones that are like you know popular or like the ones that you hear about mostly I feel like are all like just are like jump scary like
Yes and no. Here's the thing. I think horror has a bit of a marketing problem where like horror movie trailers, which I assume you've seen plenty of, probably more trailers than you've
yeah
actually seen horror movies, right?
yeah
I think they market horror films in a certain way that is usually very jump scare heavy and like
hmm
um because like that's the stuff that sells and that's what gets people to show up in theaters. But if you actually watch the movies, because I used to be like too scared to watch horror movies too, and I'd be like, listen, they're not for me. Like I'd like cover my eyes during the trailers or whatever. And I actually watched a horror movie. The first one I saw in a theater was Don't Breathe in
oh
2016,
god
maybe.
oh my
Um,
god I have a funny ass story about that my grandma saw that on accident
that's
because
terrible.
because she just knew it was about an old man and she
Yeah.
likes watching movies about old people
Mhm.
but I think she walked out
That's probably
but
good.
she was telling me she saw
Oh my
Don't
god.
Breathe on accident anyway keep
No,
going
if your grandma made it to the turkey baster scene, oh my god.
she
No, but
hates scary movies
yeah, no. Don't Breathe has such a wild ending. Anyway, no, but I saw it in a theater and I was like, okay, that trailer looked like the scariest thing ever, but the movie itself was like super fun and like so much more than the trailer. I think that's the thing. Like the way they're marketed makes them seem like really like it sort of just like only highlights like the really scary parts, like the like jump scare parts, and like don't really show like the characters and like
Mhm.
the like sort of like plot as much. I don't know. I just think horror movies have a marketing problem that makes them
Mhm.
seem like the scariest things ever and like full of jump scares when in reality
Yeah.
they're very or they're typically like much more nuanced and cool and fun and
Yeah.
deep.
I I I I see that. I mean, like I said, and as I've noted, I just don't have that many horror movies in my head, like in my repertoire.
Mhm.
So I can't speak to that as much, but I definitely see how that is, because I know what you mean. Like the horror movie trailers are like they rely on the scary parts of the movie, because that's what sells.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean, the few horror movies that I've seen though, um, like most of the time they always end up like never being like as bad as I thought it would have been, like in my head. Like
Exactly.
I remember, and so as you know, the only like the one horror director that I do like to watch, Jordan Peele.
So true.
When Us came out, I remember I was kind of terrified. Like I was like, not like but I was like, oh my god, this shit is going to be so fucking scary. I remember because we saw it. It came out in like March,
Mhm.
and my whole rule with horror movies is like, if I'm seeing it in theaters, I have to see it like during the day, because
That's
I'm like,
valid.
I don't want it to be like night when I leave.
Mhm.
Um, and and I have to like watch something after to like cleanse my head. So like last night when I watched Black Christmas, I watched Family Guy after to like
Mhm.
level it out. Um, but so I remember there was an advanced screening of Shazam, actually, because it was coming out like a week or two after Us came out.
Mhm.
That's the day that we saw Us. So I saw Us at like noon with my dad, and then we went to Hooters, and then we had a 4 o'clock showing of Shazam right after to like cleanse the
That's beautiful.
to like cleanse my palate. But it was like, even though after we saw Us though, I was not that scary. So I was like, I did not, like, I didn't need it. Like
Mhm.
I didn't need the Shazam palate cleanser. It was welcome.
Yeah.
It was a welcome palate cleanser, but I realized afterwards I didn't need it. But going into it, I was like so nervous, like, oh my god, oh my god. But and then it wasn't.
Mhm.
It wasn't. I
Yeah.
mean, not saying it's not shit. I mean, Us is definitely has unsettling moments, but and I would venture to say it's probably the scariest of his three. Um, but
Yeah, definitely.
but
I would
and I
say
loved Us
yeah.
though. Say what?
Er, I would say, most horror movies aren't as scary as their trailers. One that definitely is Queen of Black Magic. Not to bring it back to that. That movie is terrifying, and I really want you to see it, but
That's the longest shot ever, Jack. I hope you know that.
listen, do it for the podcast. It'll get so many views.
Because I remember, I think it was after I watched Petite Mama, like, or
Mhm.
the Celine Sciamma movie. Because my letterbox review was like, this is the kind of ghost movie that I fuck with, Jack. And you like commented, you were like, you need to watch the Queen of Black Magic. And
I was like,
and
if you liked
you were like
this,
you
you
were
should
like
watch Queen of Black Magic.
it's not scary at all, I promise. And then I looked it up, and I was like, the poster alone,
Mhm.
the poster alone, I'm like, there's no chance in hell. Watching this movie.
One day we'll take some baby steps, but you'll get there. You'll
Yeah,
get there.
I'll get, we gotta, let's stick with Christmas Bloody Christmas Level.
Mhm.
I do want to say I love the way it looked. I thought it
Mhm.
looked, the way it was lit, the neon, and the kind of the filter that gave it like a 80s, like, almost not necessarily VHS, but it was very like, it had an 80s feel to it, like, as fuck.
Okay, well, has a 80s feels because they shot it on 16 millimeter film, and so
Okay,
that's
that's what.
no filter. That's
Yeah.
real film, and yeah,
Oh,
one thing I will
sorry.
say about Christmas Bloody Christmas is I think in the broader conversation of Christmas horror movies, I think it
Mhm.
does a great job with the Christmas like vibes that are necessary
Mhm.
for a good Christmas horror movie
Yeah.
because it's got, snow falling the whole time, even though they filmed it in California, like it's all fake snow.
Mhm.
And it's got the Santa very prominently featured for basically the whole movie. It's got
Mhm.
some good Christmassy themes. Like I think the film itself, if you took out the killer Santa, would work as like a Christmas rom-com. Um
It would,
and
and
yeah,
honestly, I would agree with that because I think I really love the chemistry between I can't remember their names at all.
Robbie and Tori.
Yes. um, I did really like the chemistry between them.
Mhm.
Um, I thought they were great, and the sex scene very passionate.
Mhm.
Shout out Harrison. Harrison's favorite part. Um, you know, so but I will say I would agree with that. I think if it even if you took out the horror elements and just like focused it as a story on like those two people, I feel like you could do that.
Mhm. But
Yeah.
with the horror elements, it's like you get two movies for the price of one and they're both awesome.
I guess so. I guess so,
Mhm.
yeah. um speaking of, so let's shift into talking about Christmas horror movies.
Mhm. I'm something
And
of an expert, so.
somewhat of an
Mhm.
expert, yes. um what is why do you feel like Christmas is like a great setting for a horror movie?
Wow. Fantastic question. Well, here's the thing. First of all, I love horror movies with like gimmicks of some type, like whether like there's these
Hmm.
movies Slacks that's about like a killer pair of pants, or like I don't know, Yule log. You might be able to guess from the title. I'll talk about that more in a
Yeah,
bit.
I
You,
feel like I heard, is that
but
the Adult Swim
yeah, the Adult Swim
thing?
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that. We can
Uh,
talk about it later.
It's pretty nuts, but I think horror movies with gimmicks are always great, and I think Christmas can often, like, heighten any gimmicks, like, just like a killer Santa Claus is, like, a great concept, and especially Christmas because it's, like, traditionally such, like, a joyful holiday that's, like,
Hmm.
so wholesome, so then taking, like, this, like, really dark, fucked up subject matter and, like, putting it in the setting of Christmas can just
Hmm.
be so much fun, and
Yeah.
it's been done well so many times. So I think it's truly a great subgenre. And I don't know. I wish like I become more of a Christmas fan like through Christmas horror than just like Christmas itself. But I wish it was like a
uh,
longer holiday season because Christmas horror goes nuts.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it. I okay, I feel like I've only seen two. Does Gremlins count? Does Gremlins count?
Gremlins totally counts. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I've seen three. I've seen three. I've seen three Christmas horror movies. The Christmas Buddy Christmas that we just talked about,
Mhm.
Gremlins, and a film that I feel like I mentioned earlier, but is I believe your favorite movie of all time? Question
Number
mark.
one. Yeah.
Black
Black Christmas.
Christmas,
Black
the
Christmas
OG.
rules.
Black Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, I will say I did really like Black Christmas. Um, I I I love the atmosphere of it.
Mhm.
And I noticed because I read up a little bit on it, not a ton, but because it was like 1974.
Mhm.
That movie has a lot of sons. It was is like a lot of the trademarks and like shit that's in the movie
Mhm.
has been used
No, it's so
in
influential, it's
in
insane.
a ton of like, and I did not know that, but like I can tell certain things like the phone calls like with Scream,
Mhm.
and like the killer, like the camera being like
The
from the
killer
point of view
POV?
of the, yeah, that because that was like, is that like Halloween, I think, use
Yeah,
that, or
Halloween's
like
also
Michael
known for
Myers
that.
or something, yeah.
Mhm.
um and just certain, there were just certain things I noticed. I'm like I've seen that in a bunch of other, um like I haven't seen like the Halloween movies or the Scream movies, but like I know they're infamous, so it's like
Mhm.
you know um And also, I just want to say, I did not expect it to be funny. I
It's
thought that shit
so
was
funny.
hilarious.
It's Listen, Black Christmas, that's the thing. My favorite movie ever because it's got everything. It's so influential. It's so funny. It's got like shockingly good politics. Like it has aged
Right.
so well.
That also, yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
expect that either. I was like, oh, they're. I was like, wow, because
And yeah.
they talk about like abortion and
Mhm.
um, dumbass cops. That fucking Nash, is that his
Nash. Oh, we
name?
love Nash.
His dumbass. Oh my god. Fellatio boobs. That was he wrote that down fully and was like, oh, it's a new extension, huh?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's so good. And I got to see it in a theater for the first time in my life like a week ago. And
I think
yeah,
I
no,
saw
it's
you.
insane.
Didn't you go with Josie?
I did go with Josie. Yeah, she'd never seen it before. Of course, I liked it more than her, but like,
I
super fun
remember.
time.
I remember like being over at the apartment, and she was saying because she doesn't like Christmas horror movies, or she was like,
Just horror
I just
movies
don't
in
get it.
general. She's not a huge
Or
fan. Yeah.
oh yeah, but I mean, I just remember her talking specifically about. She was like, I don't. She was like, I don't get Christmas horror movies, and it's like, I mean, to a certain like, the few that I've seen, I like.
Hmm.
I mean, are there? I feel like are there a lot?
Yeah. Well, there's like a few like classics. They're just up there as like classic horror, but also they happen to be Christmas horror. And then there's like thousands, maybe. Well, at least hundreds of like that you probably never heard of.
Yeah,
But yeah, so there's tons of horror movies. I've
you've
been
been
binging them
watching.
though.
Yeah,
Hmm.
what's give me a rundown.
All right, so yeah, I've kind of been taking a bit of a picking and choosing approach to watching a ton of Christmas horror movies over the past few days. Um, yeah, let's see. Well, start out. I saw Silent Night, Deadly Night 4. I've seen Silent Night, Deadly Night, the first one originally. That one's sort of the OG Killer Santa Claus movie.
Mm.
And it's fine. It's like kind of mean spirited, but listen, I see
What
why
about
people like it.
Silent Night, Deadly Nights 2 and 3?
I've heard. Okay, well, so I get a lot of my horror movie advice from Blake Douglas, and he was like, skip 2 and 3, go straight to
Oh,
4.
Blake.
Um, and here's the thing: Silent Night, Deadly Night 4, it's fine. Like, there's like some cool stuff with like bugs in it, but
Mhm.
my problem is it's not Christmassy at all. Like, they clearly just took another horror movie script and put like one shot of someone dressed as Santa in, and then we're like, okay, we're gonna make a ton of money by slapping this franchise's name on it.
Mhm.
But for someone who is really looking for like good Christmassy vibes, when I'm like watching Christmas horror movies, it did not do it for me. So that was kind of a bummer.
Okay.
Um, but then I rewatched. I'm sort of going like escalating order of enjoyment.
Uh-huh.
I rewatched the classic Christmas z- musical zombie movie Anna and the Apocalypse.
Okay,
Have you heard of that one?
I've heard of this movie. I
Hmm.
remember I vaguely remember wanting to see it actually when it came out because it was like
Hmm.
2019 ish,
2017.
2017. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's relatively. I mean, it was 5 years ago.
Hmm.
Jesus Christ, 2017 was 5 years ago. Um,
Yikes.
but I remember when it came out because actually Dan Murrell, shout out Dan Murrell, he's a
Hmm.
YouTube film critic.
We love Dan
Um,
Merle.
he was I remember him talking about it when he was back in his Screen Junkies days.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, and also because I'm a musical fan. I'm a big fan of a musical.
Hmm.
So that was more the draw for me, not necessarily the zombie or the or the Christmas part.
It's so
um,
valid.
but what is it good? I have no like.
Okay. I have complicated feelings about this. First of all, I'll just say this is generally like a pretty beloved film in like online horror circles. Um, but I remember I watched it for the first time in 2019, and thought it was like kind of mid, but I was like, oh, all these people are watching it again. Maybe I should see it. This is probably good Christmassy vibes. And so here's the thing. I think you gotta evaluate it in three different ways: as a Christmas movie, as a musical, and as a zombie movie. I think
Uh-huh.
as a Christmas movie, it's doing everything right. It's got, all the hallmarks. It's all about family and like trying to get back to your family in time for Christmas. It's just
Uh-huh.
like through a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a very
yeah.
common storyline for a lot of
Mhm.
Christmas movies, like trying to get back home in time for the holidays, like planes, trains,
Yeah.
automobiles, unaccompanied minors, fucking
Home Alone,
yeah.
kind of.
you know. But anyway,
Mhm.
keep going.
But yeah, so I think it works pretty well as a Christmas movie. I remembered not being a huge fan of the musical numbers on first
Mhm.
watch because I thought a lot of the songs were pretty mediocre and like they don't have the budget to do like super elaborate like staging or anything.
Mhm.
But this time I was actually more of a fan of the musical numbers than I thought I'd be. I think especially Hollywood Ending, that song goes nuts and it's just you can tell that like they really like put like a lot of thought into it and like I don't know. Good for them for that. I don't think it works very well as a zombie movie. I think there's
Okay.
like some fun bits, but it just doesn't have like enough going on to like really justify its runtime. And so it does like the first hour I think is really great and then it just sort of drags on and it kind of lost me.
Mhm.
Um so that was a bit of a bummer, but so at the end I still think it's kind of mid, but it has some really good elements and it's just
Mhm.
like a all-timer great concept, I think.
Yeah,
So
it
that's
sound
fun.
like, I mean, it did grab, like, even outside of the musical thing, I will say it did grab me. I'm like a zombie Christmas movie that's a musical.
Mhm.
I'm like, it kind of sounds like something you like have to see. Like you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what do you
No, and they do
mean?
a good job like balancing it. I just don't think it like fully succeeds.
Mhm. Okay.
But yeah, that one's pretty fun. And then we were talking about this a little bit earlier, but
Uh
there's this film that's been taking the internet by storm, and that's the Adult Swim Yule Log. Um, and what a wacky little movie. So
yeah.
this movie it dropped out of nowhere, like just like it started playing on Adult Swim after the Rick and Morty finale. I think I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I don't have like Cartoon Network or anything.
Yeah.
Um, But it starts out, it's just a Yule log. Like it's just like, a video of a like
Fine.
fireplace or whatever. Um, and then it just goes in some of the most insane um directions that you could imagine. Like wait, Andrew, like from what you've heard about it, like what do you think the movie is? And like
I
yeah.
I know that it's like deceptively insane. I have no
Hmm.
idea what happens in anything. I've just heard that it's like kind of crazy, kind of a mind fuck.
Hmm.
Um, but it what I have, because like all on like on Letterbox, no one's like spoiling it,
Yeah.
so it's like, everyone's just like, oh, this shit was crazy. I didn't expect it. I think yours was like, can I trick my family into watching this?
Hmm. Yeah.
And so I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, I have no idea what the what is in it. I just know it's like crazy.
So yeah, I'll tell you a little bit more about it without giving the whole thing away.
Okay.
Um, so it starts out as like a video of a Yule log, and then like um there's like a cleaning lady who's like cleaning around the fireplace, and you sort of like see her and can hear her in the video. But then these like two people who sort of look like Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like
Hmm.
break into the house and like kill the lady like in front of the fireplace. And so you're still just watching the Yule log as this like cleaning lady's being murdered. Um,
Hmm.
and so then it sort of is like, and then like the family who's living in the house comes home and the killers are like hiding in the closet basically. And you can sort of see all of it. Turns out the one of the guys is like a Yule log videographer and he has like a YouTube channel or whatever full of Yule log videos. And so that's sort of like the conceit. But
Hmm.
then from there, like that's like a good concept on its own. From there, it just keeps going and adding like more layers and dipping into so many different subgenres that it's truly an insane experience to watch. Like you can tell maybe they didn't have the most resources when making it, but just like the concept and the creativity that they're showing is
Mm-hmm.
so impressive and really well executed. So I highly recommend like watching it. And I
Wait,
think just
I'm
yeah.
looking this up. So the guy who did this movie did Too Many Cooks.
Yeah, what is Too Many Cooks? Because I've
Do
heard
you not know what it is?
no, I'm unfamiliar.
Oh my God. Okay. So it's a short film, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um and it's like a fake sitcom from like the 80s or whatever. Um and it's the theme song. It's like the intro part, and
Mhm.
it like keeps getting longer and longer, but it just keeps showing these like really like crazy like fucked up like kind of gross things, because it's like too many cooks or it's like something,
Mhm.
and it's like, you know, all the characters and all the shit is like introducing, but
Yeah.
shit starts happening and shit gets really weird, and it's like, what is it like? It's kind of like do you know salad fingers? Do you
I
know
feel
what
like
that
I've
is?
heard of that one.
That's another. It's another like weird. It's like weird animated like. Or no, not salad fingers. Fuck. What's it called? What's it called? It's like there's like four or five of them, and it's like
Oh,
what?
the "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared"?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. That's what it is.
Mhm.
It's like that.
I've recently been introduced to those.
It's
I don't
it's
know.
it's
Yeah.
like that. It's just like it just becomes really like crazy and weird. I
Mhm.
think how long is it? It's really long, or it's not really long, but it's like yeah, it's 12 minutes. But
Mm.
it was an Adult Swim thing. But I can't believe you haven't seen Too Many Cooks.
I I was not a cable kid. I was, you
Oh,
know, I grew up on PBS.
okay. Big
Yeah.
Wildcrats fan.
No, I was a big Curious George fan and like
Uh
Barney.
Barney was my shit. But I
Mhm.
I used to be Barney down. Like it
Mhm.
was. I have so many Barney toys and blankets and oh, but I have all the Barney DVDs.
Iconic, as you
Like
should.
I have that was like my like the start of my DVD collection was like all Barney shit. I have Barney VHSs. I got Barney CDs. I was Barney down. My brother was Diego. That was his, like he was in the
Mhm.
Diego. Like go
That's
Diego.
valid.
But I was Barney.
Mhm.
I was Barney down. But um anyway, okay. The Yule log thing seems interesting though.
Mhm.
I because I was seeing it. I saw you logged it on Letterbox, and I was looking through it. I might be interested to watch it. I just I just don't know how. I'm like I feel like it'll be. I mean, it'll probably be fun. It's just.
Here's the yeah, I don't think it's, like, that scary, like, especially at first, like, it seems like it could be kinda scary,
Mm.
but then as it goes on, it just gets goofier and goofier, and so I think you would dig it.
Okay,
Um, but yeah, it's a weird one to describe, you kinda just have to see it.
good.
Um, yeah, no, not the most Christmassy Christmas horror movie, but
Hmm.
great time, fun really fun movie to show people, and
Hmm.
yeah, strong recommend there. And then let's see, wrapping up my sort of Christmas horror. Well, actually, no, I got two more.
Hmm.
Yesterday, I made a trip out to the movies and saw box office sensation Violent Night on the big screen. Um,
The other Killer Santa movie that's
yeah, okay.
out.
So this is a people are comparing Christmas Bloody Christmas and Violent Night. They're two very different movies. In Christmas
Uh-huh.
Bloody Christmas, you got the evil robot Santa, and Violent Night, you got the nice, still good at fighting human Santa, who's trying to like save a family that's being held hostage.
Okay,
Um,
and he does so through very violent means.
Extremely violent, yeah. This is from the people who made like Bullet Train. Don't get me started on that, and Nobody, and like Deadpool 2.
Okay, did you
So
like Nobody? Because I like Nobody. I
yeah,
didn't
no,
like
I like
Bullet Train.
I like Nobody a lot. If you like Nobody, you're gonna like Violent Night. They're very
Okay.
similar vibes.
Oh, all
Um,
right. Well, I'll probably like it because I did like Nobody.
hmm but yeah, it's just you know Santa saving a family that's being held hostage. There was a really interesting bit because the family that's being held hostage is like super rich, and it like dips into class criticism. So I was like, no way, is it another 2022 upper
Another
class
the
like
year
hater
of
movie?
the class. I
Hmm.
just there's so many. I mean, not like a bad way, but there's just so many that have
Yeah.
come out this year, and not even really that many. It's just there's like four like big ones,
Hmm.
and it's like it's not a lot, but it's
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 weird
it's
that there's
weird
so
that there's
many.
four. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's weird that there's more than like just one.
Do you want to know what my theory is? I think it's all because of Parasite. Because like Parasite,
That's
that was 2019, I think. You
yeah.
know, big hit. Everyone loves it. Great class criticism. And then then all these writers get ideas like, oh, I'm
And
gonna
then
do my
everyone's
class
trying to
criticism,
yeah.
and none of
And
them are as
it's
good.
not and I wanna make this note because I've someone has mentioned to me before, like, Parasite's not the first one. Parasite is not the first movie to make a critique about class and
True.
classism, obvi. But Parasite was just like the most recent like really popular. It kind of put
Hmm.
class satire at the forefront of a lot of people's minds, and I feel like after you see from this year a lot of writers minds,
Yeah.
they're like there's a lot we can do here, even though they're all effectively kind of saying the same thing,
Hmm.
but just in different ways. And
Hmm.
I like most of the ways that they do it. As we've talked about, you have differing, um, but
We don't need to get into that again.
yeah, not again.
Mhm. But back to Violent Night.
Mhm,
So it has like this ultra rich family as its like protagonist, but doesn't really critique it that much.
mhm.
Like they're just like mega rich, but they're portrayed very simple. Well, it's sort of like, have you seen Righteous Gemstones?
Wow, not even that much of a throwback, but like yes, I watched the first season. I
Okay.
think, yeah.
Yeah. So, and not just because is it Edie Patterson, who like the sister in Righteous Gemstones is in
Oh,
this
yeah,
as
yeah.
um
Probably Edie.
like the main character's sister, but yeah, no. So it's sort of like a Righteous Gemstones-esque family where everyone's sucking up to the mom who's like who controls all the money, and it's like all these like
Mhm.
children or like they're her children, but they're adults in the movie.
Yeah.
Um sort of like sucking up to her. Um, but then John Leguizamo shows up playing a character named who goes by Scrooge and is like trying to steal their fortune or whatever. So it's like it's a fun concept, and I think in general, just the execution's super fun. They go all out on the Christmassy aspects. It's not really a horror movie; it's more of just like an action thriller. But I think
Mhm.
so Christmassy, really great.
Mhm.
There's an incredible sequence that's like a Home Alone homage, but like R-rated and like super bloody. And
Uh-huh.
that bit was really great. I think the script is like super well structured and
Mhm.
uh yeah, no, I had a lot of fun with it. Like I think it maybe could have like been a little more ambitious, but for what it is, it executes it really well. And I was a
Okay.
very big fan.
Yeah, no, I do want to see that. I'm gonna try and see that soon, probably.
Hmm. Yeah, super fun time. And then lastly, probably my biggest discovery of this holiday season, is it's not even a feature film, it's a short film, but oh my
Ah,
goodness, peak Christmas horror. We got Treevenge. Um
Tree Venge. Tree, I've okay. I've only seen 4 minutes of this 15-minute short film, but I've
Mhm.
seen the beginning 3 minutes and the last like 30 seconds. So I feel like I know it enough. It's like can I try and describe it?
Do your best, and I'll correct you if necessary.
it's it's okay, so it's like about Christmas trees that are getting revenge on people for like cutting them down, but it's not like the is it the already cut down ones, or is it just because I know the way it starts is like they have all the Christmas trees getting cut down, and then there's like a baby Christmas tree and the trees talk apparently.
Yeah, they're like anthropomorphic trees, but this is
Yeah,
all live action, so it's just like
yeah,
people like shaking the
yeah,
trees
they're just
out of
shaking the
camera
tree.
and adding
But
subtitles.
but it's like this baby tree is like witnessing like all the trees getting, and I take it I am assuming that this tree grows up and starts killing people.
Close. It's not really that deep. It's just all Christmas trees begin to revolt against the people, and there's some like bizarre stuff. Like I, I don't know. The humans here are like a little bit exaggerated in how they're like
Hmm.
holding the trees. Like it's not super realistic.
You know, I could tell
But
from the 4 minutes that I've seen that the
hmm
people were very like, you know,
cartoony.
they're yeah, they're short film characters,
Hmm
you know.
Yeah, no, there's a guy who's like preparing to like rape a tree. There's
Oh
some
God.
bananas stuff in it. Yeah. It's really weird. But yeah, and then all the trees
Missed
at
that part.
one point begin to just start attacking the people who have cut them down and trimmed them and like done all this terrible stuff to them. And so they get very bloody revenge, and it's
Mm.
so much fun, so Christmassy, so scary, so it's everything. I'm a huge Treevenge fan.
I will finish what I so before to the audience, before we started recording this episode, Jack was like, I'm gonna send you a 30-second clip from the end of the short film. And I want you to watch it just so that I know the because I can fill in the middle. The last like kill in that movie is so is so like it took me so off guard because it well this came out in 2008. I can say it
Mhm.
the tree like jumps on a was it a baby or just a
Yeah, it like
toddler?
stomps the
It
baby's
like
head in. It's
stomps the
insane.
baby's head in, and the baby's head like explodes. And but it's like it's a close up on it, so it like it's it just I did not expect that at all. Is the rest of it like that violent? I sound so I can't believe I'm like talking about it. I didn't even finish watching it, but it's like
Yes.
is is the rest of it like violent like that, or is that
No.
just like
Yeah,
a
it's really insane. There's like tons of blood. There's like this one family who was like or couple who was like trying to have sex in front of the tree, and then the tree starts like sticking its branches like in and out of their faces and like bringing them
oh
together to kiss. It's super bloody, super fun, but I think it's just such a good concept to have Christmas trees getting revenge on like humans. So
hmm.
fun. And the
Also
execution is insane.
also back to Christmas Bloody Christmas for a little bit.
Hmm
Um I feel like I expected it to be bloodier. Like, not that it wasn't,
hmm
but I feel like I expected because okay, so there was like that first kill where like the Santa like split the guy in half,
Yeah.
which that was so I'm like he split him in half, but there was like no like blood splatter, which I
hmm
was like, what? But so like there was that one, and I was like, oh, but then it wasn't really that like past that until like the end. Was it the end? Whose
She gets
head
like her
gets?
fingers chopped off at the end.
Oh yeah, doesn't someone's head gets like crushed in though, right?
Isn't that
Oh,
the
because
child? Or
I don't know, was it a child or the mom? But because the Santa like steps on someone's head, right?
I think
Like
the
on the
child gets
stairs.
their head stomped in.
Oh
That bit was pretty awesome.
yeah, that one that
Maybe
gagged
yeah.
me a little bit. I do have to say that I
Mhm.
was like, oh wow, but outside of that, though, I was because you get a movie's called Christmas Bloody Christmas, and you're like, this is about to be a blood bath, and people died,
They
but
sure did.
is it
No.
they could have, because one thing, like, I can deal with like gore and like bloody shit, so I'm like, I was expecting it to go like farther than it did, and the same thing with, like, we were talking about with the menu. I was expecting it to like go as far as it did. I mean, I still like the movie, for reasons other than that. That's not a big like critique that I have. I just
No, that's a
I
good
was
critique for horror movies. Being not bloody enough is like, listen, I'm all here. You're starting to, that's music to my ears.
because it's the same thing with
Yeah.
with Bones and All, right?
Um, don't get me started on Bones and All. That needs so much more cannibalism.
It was very, I will say, it was light on the cannibal, because we saw that one together too. It
Mhm.
was light on the cannibalism. I expected a lot more, like, because everyone talking, they were like, oh, it's so gory and gross and
Mhm.
and it's like there's like two shots of like
Yeah.
gory parts, and I mean, they did kind of gag me, like the one at the end.
The one at the end is nuts. Yeah.
That one, when they started pulling the shit, that was like, ugh, that one got me. But
Mhm.
it's, if you advertise, like full on like grossness, go full on gross. That's my
Mhm.
thing. I'm like, if you're gonna introduce something, or if you're gonna like do it, like, commit to it.
Mhm.
And that goes for even outside of bloodiness or whatever. It's like, if you're gonna do something, commit to it. That's
So
what
true.
Babylon commits to it. Everything Ever All at Once commits to it. I know you don't really like that movie that much, but
No, don't say that
we'll
on the internet, please.
yeah, we're not gonna
Uh,
get into that.
I like the movie, I just don't love it.
We won't get into that, because I love that movie.
Mhm.
But so it's if you're gonna commit, if you're gonna do it, commit to it. And that's what I
Mhm.
just feel like with Christmas Buddy Christmas, it lacked a little bit.
Here's the thing. I think Christmas Bloody Christmas, despite you're right in critiquing its title, um, but I think it's not really trying to be a super gory horror movie. Like, there's definitely gore, but like I feel like it's more about sort of like the body parts that are being chopped off or whatever than the blood itself. And I
Hmm.
also think so it's like almost like a little more actiony. It's like action horror because then you got like the big explosions and the car chases and stuff.
Yeah, I yeah,
And
I also,
yeah.
I didn't expect the explosions.
The
I was
explosions are
like,
so cool, all practical, so insane.
I
I don't
could
know
tell it was
if you did
practical though,
that.
because there was one shot where like the car blew up, and I saw it like was split in half,
Mhm.
but it was like a perfect split. It looked like it was perfectly split in half.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I could see that. But I was those were I appreciate. I was like, oh wow.
Mhm. Also, just like when you're shooting on 16 millimeter, like there is like you're definitely not able to get like that sort of like crisp detail that you get with digital cinematography and stuff. And so it's sort of like what are you going for? And I think for this it's like just like the grimy vibe and like there still definitely is blood, but like maybe
Hmm.
it's not all as clear as it might be in other films. But I think, Joe Bagos is a master of like that certain vibe. And
Hmm.
I think, he's got that heavy metal soundtrack as people are getting chopped in half. What more can you ask for?
Yeah. What more can you ask for? Oh my goodness. Um, but yeah. So I mean, Christmas Buddy. What are you rating Christmas Buddy Christmas? What's your
On what's the on the real with Andrew scale? Is there anything particular? Am I giving it a
we
letter
can
grade out of
we
5? What?
we're let's go
Jingle
out of
bells out of
5.
5?
let's go
I'd
let's
give
go out of
that
5, including halves.
I'll go 4.5 Jingle Bells out of 5. I think it goes insanely hard.
Okay.
But it's definitely, maybe could have gone harder if they'd had like more of a budget. But
Yeah.
listen,
I
so
mean, I
impressive,
think
insane movie.
for like, small budget in indie, it's an indie, is it independently
Yeah,
produced? Yeah.
they made it for
Um,
$1.5 million, which is so insane, like with everything
yeah.
they pulled off.
Yeah, no. I mean, I will say, like, as an like independent, like in the independent like horror, like, realm, a very what I believe to be a vibrant subgenre. Um I like the kind of the rawness of,
Mhm.
the
It's very
independently
tactile,
produced. Yeah, and it's very like you can tell like people put work in to, like, to make it. It's like not that movies with bigger budgets like don't do that, but it's like there's a different vibe to it, you know.
Mhm.
Um and I did appreciate that. I would probably go, we're doing Jingle Bells. I would go 3.5 Jingle Bells out of 5.
Oh,
Um
okay.
I
Would it have been
think
4 if it was bloodier?
I think I think it would have been 4 if he fake died less times. I
Oof.
think that's one of the bigger things that's sticking with me, is like,
Mhm.
why, like, it became it became silly to me. Like, once he fake died the fourth time, and then he fake died again after, like, I'm like, it became kind of silly to me a little bit. And it was losing me towards the end, and like I said, it was feeling a little bit repetitive. But I really like the characters, um
Mhm.
and the action that was in it, I do like, I will say. um and I like the chemistry that the characters had. I just feel it was losing me, towards in the end a little bit. Um,
That's valid.
but it was a fun time though, and like I said, I liked
Mhm.
it way more than I thought I would, because I thought it was going to be like bad. Like, I thought I was going to like hate it, but it was not, and you get points for that.
Let's
Um,
go.
um, so yeah, 3.5 Jingle Bells out
I'll take
of
3.5.
5. Okay, so we've talked a lot.
We sure have.
We've talked a lot about a lot of different movies. Um, and I we've been talking for a minute, so I kind of let's start to wrap it up a little bit. Are you looking forward to anything like coming out in the future? What's your like most anticipated? Like, what's
Okay.
up there for you right now?
So, most anticipated, there's actually something I meant to talk about with the Avatar viewing experience.
Oh,
But the trailers before Avatar went nuts,
uh-huh.
specifically, I don't know if you had this at your little press screening. Um, but the one that I'm just more excited about than like anything else is
Barbie?
No.
Oh.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. It's
Mission
gonna go
Impossible
so
Dead
nuts.
Reckoning Part
The
1.
trailer is the best thing ever. They didn't even show the Barbie trailer at my Avatar
Really?
screening.
That's what I heard. Because
Yeah.
did you and Vivian go to the same one? Because I
Yeah, we were
remember
at the
y'all were.
same theater.
Oh, really?
AMC Metreon IMAX.
It was like,
They
because
didn't
I
show it.
saw her letterbox review. They said they didn't show the Barbie trailer, but it was like they made such a big deal about it being shown before it.
Mhm.
But
They were
but
too
no,
busy
Mission.
showing a 5-minute special look into Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, which has later been released in like an altered form online.
Okay.
But
Oh, I saw that. I did see
yeah,
that.
the thing with like the big stunt
Uh
where
huh.
Tom Cruise is like going on the motorcycle off the
Uh,
ramp, then like free
off
falling,
the cliff.
so
Yeah.
insane. In IMAX, that footage is incredible. my jaw was on the floor. Like Oppenheimer looked cool or whatever, but Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, I cannot wait to see.
Yeah.
It
I
looks so
am
good.
a big Mission Impossible fan, I will say. So
Mhm.
it's my favorite action franchise. So I will second that. I am quite excited for that as
Let's
well.
go.
Um I would say, what am I looking forward to? Okay. I wrote this down as my looking forward to. I'm not, but I'm not looking forward to it, but I am, but I'm scared
Okay.
for it. Okay. Um the Whitney Houston movie,
Ooh.
which
Okay.
is coming out this week, coming out this Friday, or
Mhm.
it's like right before Christmas. Um, I I'm nervous that it's not going to be good. I have a strong feeling that it won't be that good.
Mhm.
Not because I've heard anything about it. Funnily enough, like no one has seen this movie like at all.
Mhm. No,
Um,
I've heard, like,
like
next to
I've
nothing
heard
about it.
absolutely nothing about it, which also is another thing that kind of scares me. Um, but uh, not that it's that the same person who's responsible for Bohemian Rhapsody um, is responsible for this movie, or at least the script. Um, and one thing about Bohemian Rhapsody, uh, it's not a good movie.
So true.
I love Rami Malek's performance. That's the only thing that I like about it, though. And I like the Live Aid recreation that they did at the end. I will say, I'll give them credit.
Mhm.
Um, but the rest of the movie, I just feel like it's very heavily sanitized. Um, B, I just don't even think it's that like honest. And also it's just not a good movie. The editing is kind of crazy. Um,
So true.
you know. So I'm really nervous because Whitney Houston is like one of my like mothers. Like I love her. I'm
Mhm.
obsessed with her. Like I've been obsessed with her for a long time, like most of my life. Um, and I'm nervous for how they're gonna represent her on the screen. Like I know it's already gonna be much more like sanitized because she did not live a PG-13 life.
Yeah.
And the movie is PG-13, so I'm like, what the fuck is this gonna be? I'm like,
Mhm.
if you're gonna do a biopic like about like seldom do musicians live PG-13 lives, you know? So it's like
Mhm.
if you're gonna that's what like Rocket Man was like rated R, right? Because they were like, I, because Elton John was involved. He was like, I did not. He's like, nothing about my life is PG-13. So
Mhm.
we're gonna go in it, and it's like not much about Whitney Houston's life is PG-13 either. Like she dealt with a lot of like real shit. And so it's like I worry that it's not gonna be very honest, and it's gonna be very like, not to say that I like don't want them to paint Whitney as like a saint, but I'm
Mhm.
like, just I'm like, be honest about her, like your portrayal of her. Um and also I saw the movie is also kind of long too,
I know, I
and
was gonna bring that up. It's 2.5
yeah, it's like
hours.
2.5 hours, and
It's
it's not
nuts.
like, again, that not an issue, but when movies are that long, and plus that, I do worry that it's going to like feel like it drags, or it's like, why the fuck is it that long?
Mhm.
I will say and I did not know this until yesterday. Cassie Lemons is
From
directing it.
Eve's
She
Bayou?
Eve's about, yes. I was like, what? But I mean, she also did the Harriet Tubman
Mhm.
biopic, which I was not the biggest fan of. Um,
I was a
so I
moderate
mean, it
Harriet
was
enjoyer.
yeah, it was fine. It was just a really
Mhm.
standard biopic.
Soundtrack goes
Um,
hard, though.
yeah. But so and her being involved with the movie, which, like I said, I didn't know literally until yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
gives me some more hope about it. Uh, but I'm really nervous. I'm really nervous, but I'm anxious to see it though.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, I do love Whitney Houston. I've seen all of the documentaries. um, we got all her CDs. I know all them songs. I'm so I'm like I go back and forth about that one,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. So that's my like nervous anticipation, but my anticipation. Um, and lastly, really quickly, because we're past 2 hours now.
Let's
Um,
go. Longest episode.
um, do you have any recommendations for our audience here? Anything that you've seen that you want to recommend?
Yeah, so a movie that I would just recommend to anyone who likes ghost stories or doesn't like ghost stories. This movie called The Queen of Black Magic came out in 2019. It's an Indonesian horror film. And, you know, I think it's just a great time for the whole family. The synopsis is like about this like family being terrorized by like demons at an orphanage, and there's lots of gross bugs, and they get under people's skin and crawl around in their bodies.
Oh, I hate
Super
that.
fun time,
I hate.
super gross.
Have you
No,
seen
but
Have you seen
yeah,
the Perfection?
I have. Queen of Black Magic goes so much harder, but the perfection's fine.
I haven't seen the Perfection, but I've seen that one clip because for some
Hmm.
fucking reason, Netflix decided to make that clip like the preview. Like, you know how on Netflix, when you hover over
Hmm.
something, it like shows you like a clip from it?
Yeah.
The clip from the Perfection that they chose was the clip where like the bugs were like crawling under like their skin and shit. And I'm like, A, why the fuck would you show that? I'm literally like getting chills thinking about it right now. I'm like,
Hmm.
A, why would you pick that to be the thing? And B, like, oh my fucking god, like ill.
Okay, but now imagine that, but like it's just like way grosser, way cooler, like legitimately one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. Like I remember the first time I saw it, I was just like lying on the couch, whatever. This is an average movie, and I was like riveted. I felt like legitimate fear, even though I'm like covered under a blanket, like lying down, just enjoying this movie. It's so scary, so good. Especially if you find bugs gross. I cannot recommend it enough.
Okay, all right. So recommendation of the Queen of Black Magic.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna pick for my recommendation a movie I watched 2 nights ago for the first time. It's been on my watch list for forever, but I didn't realize it was a Christmas movie until I watched it, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Um, Tokyo Godfathers, a nice little anime film from I think 2003. I think it's about these three homeless people, or well, one of them is homeless. I know is a homeless man. Or yeah, they're all homeless. I think. And then there's Miss Hannah, um, who's like a drag queen, and then the girl. There's like a teenager who's like with them, and they're like searching through like the dumpsters or whatever, and they find a baby. And so the three of them, they're like trying to track down the baby's family,
Hmm.
because they don't want to give the baby to the police. There's a reason why they give. I can't remember it right now, but they don't want to go to the police with the baby. So it's like they take it upon themselves to like find the baby's parents. Um, it's a nice little movie. It's really funny. It's a little emotional. I will say some of the like yeah, twist. I hesitate to call it a twist because it makes it seem like a something that like shifted how you originally thought about it. That doesn't really happen. It's a reveal. That's it. It's a reveal.
Hmm.
Um, some of the reveals are a little random, or a little like really like convenient. I will say,
Hmm.
but um, it's a nice watch. You know, it's a little 90-minute movie. Like I said, it's a Christmas movie. Very cute, very fun. Fun for the family. You know, nice, heartwarming. So I'm gonna give that a recommendation. I definitely enjoyed my time watching Tokyo Godfathers.
Never heard of it, but I'll now check it out.
You really haven't heard? I mean, I
Um,
don't know why I'm saying you really. I hadn't heard of it before, like a few months ago.
so true.
I think it was in my like head because someone that I follow on Letterboxd recently watched it, and I was like, oh, I've been meaning to watch that movie, and so I just kind of randomly decided, and I really liked it.
So
So
true.
yeah. Um, that's it. We're here. We're at the end.
Let's go.
We're done. We're done. Are there any last comments or words you want to leave for our audience?
Merry Christmas and happy holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everyone, to all of my listeners. Thank you for listening. If you've made it to the end of this episode, we will be back with new episodes in the new year, likely near the end of January, because I will be attending Sundance Film Festival.
Whoa.
So we'll have here on the podcast a lot of fun conversations about what we saw there and the time spent there, and also coming soon, also probably near the end of January, is my year end list, my top 10 list. That'll be a special episode, and you won't want to miss that. Make sure to follow the podcast on Twitter at the OTR Andrew Pod. You can follow me on Instagram at OTR with Andrew. Jack, do you want to plug your socials at all?
Sure. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Screenager Jack and follow at Screenager Films on the same platforms for more movie related updates. And watch
Yes.
Satan's Servant on Amazon Prime
Yes.
and
Satan's
Tubi.
Servant. It's on Tubi.
Mhm.
Did not know that. Yeah, tune in to Jack's film. Yeah. All right. Well, goodbye and Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Yes.